Everyone has heard about Angry Birds, but have you ever played it in VR? My name is Josh13 and this is my review of Isle of the Pigs. There is a movie about Angry Birds which you might have seen, and it might not surprise you that Dr. Frankenstein is back to its old tricks by stealing the birds' eggs. Red and his friends have no choice to fight back and get their eggs back. I know I don't have to explain a lot about Angry Birds. Most people have played it, so I'll try to keep it short. You have a slingshot that can be loaded with birds. These different type of birds have different abilities. You need to destroy the building and defeat the pigs in the process. A new aspect that I've not yet seen in an Angry Birds game is that this time around you can create your own levels. I did create an easy level, just to see how it works. And you can try it out for yourself. I will show you the code in the screen. Here is where I asked for support for my channel. And don't worry, if you don't subscribe, I won't get angry and give you the bird. It was fun jumping back in time and play Angry Birds again. I found it did translate well to VR, and you can play it in the summer without dying. Most levels are not too difficult in my opinion, especially the first chapter. After that, difficulty ramps up, but makes you want to switch the order of the birds. But you can't. The custom games were often easy, and I encountered enough self-solving puzzles, where you just watch the dominoes fall. There were some decent ones, but you won't see them often. Even if I was not the biggest fan of creating your own level, I did find it relaxing. And they tried to filter out the bad ones, I guess, because you have to show them the puzzle is solvable in order to share them. But I think they need to rethink this. The self-solving puzzles and the extremely easy ones shouldn't be able to be shared. How I know Angry Birds is played is on a phone, that you used to do by pulling the slingshot back with your finger. Now in VR you physically need to pull back the slingshot with your hand. You do this by pulling the trigger on the Sense controller and moving your hand back. Same as the mobile version, you have different kinds of birds that you use. For example, you have Bomb, that's an exploding bird, or Chuck, that speeds up when you use the trigger again. The birds will also be sent in a line order, that cannot be changed, what makes the game extra challenging. With the custom level design, you mainly use your trigger to grab things from a wreck or delete them by placing them back. If you ever played an Angry Birds game, you also might recognize the music, because they have not changed the iconic sounds. Besides this, there's also sound effects of the pigs and the different birds, but yet again will come familiar, like the stretching of the rubber band and the daunting of the pigs. There's also music present, what is happy, just as the looks of the game. I found they've changed little to the design. The friendly but simplistic style they used on the phone, they also used with the design of this game. Was not bad by all means. What they did have to change was the environment, what I liked most of the time, but don't expect too much, it's still based on a mobile game. I'm saying this because they did not even give you hands or wings in the game, just a pizza slice. Personally, I've gone for wing-like hands to add to the humor of the game. Still, the slingshot looked neat and the birds look polished, and I also like the destruction of the game. I would give this game a 6 out of 10. I think Angry Birds is a fun game for all ages, and I believe it translates well to VR. There are enough levels, about 100, without counting the custom levels. They also have a create function, so there's not an expect to keep you entertained. Personally, I don't feel like creating my own puzzles, but that's me. But whether it's creating or solving the puzzles, Angry Birds gives you a new game to play in VR. And that said, Angry Birds is still addictive as ever, perhaps even more. Because in VR you're completely immersed, with only yourself, the structure and some mean pigs need to be destroyed. The thing I found when you make a mistake, the restart loading times or the switching to another puzzle is really fast. This game brought me back to some old times, and I hope you will be back for my new videos. And you can always choose to help me out by liking, subscribing or leaving a comment.